this, but I want to officially introduce you to the newest member of the Clean and Green Lawn Service crew. Oh yeah, she's got a name. What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean and Green Lawn Service in beautiful South Georgia. Actually, been raining every day, wet South Georgia, but hey, that's okay. Hey man, I want y'all to meet somebody. Hold on, let me clean this off. I know I already showed y'all this, but I want to officially introduce you to the newest member of the Clean and Green Lawn Service crew. Oh yeah, she's got a name. And this name was inspired by one of our faithful viewers, okay? So y'all just gonna have to hang tight. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet. If you gotta know that bad, scroll towards the end of the video. Go ahead and do it. Do it right now. Then come back and watch the video, okay? First thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you a quick overview of the 2023 Hustler Super Z. So let me get it pulled out here where we can kind of look at it a little better and walk you around it. All right, so like I told y'all today, we already got her a little bit dirty, man. A little bit dirty, but that's okay. Anyway, here's what we got, man. I don't even know all the specs of this thing, to be honest with you. I guess those have air in them. They got valve stems on them. You can grease them. I kind of like the blackout on some things. To be honest, I'm not crazy about it on this machine. Now, I like the blackout on the rims, like on the Super S, but I don't know that I like all the blackout that they did with all the covers and stuff. But hey, that's just cosmetic stuff. Doesn't really matter. Just starting over here on this side, I mean, pretty standard. We have the VX deck on it. I talked a little bit in the last video about the VX versus the VX4. This does not have the adjustable baffles, and you cannot get the sand kit. However, this deck does have a lot of vacuum. I've talked about that on the Super S. I mean, when you go around a tree, it pulls leaves from the base of the tree. It really does have a lot of vacuum to it. I do like this nice little step right here. I really don't use the step that much, but you know, Elro, it'll definitely help him out some just for some traction. I mean, that's pretty nice. Of course, you got your bump little you know, little skid pad there just to keep you when you get up against something, you know, from really damaging something or skinning up the deck. This deck's going to get skin up, not going to matter. You can take a look at my Super S and you can see that that's going to happen. On the back, we have 26 by 12 by 12 tires as opposed to 24 by 12 by 12. So these tires are a little bit taller. Again, I wasn't the biggest fan of that because that, the X1, the old Super Z, and the Skag V-Ride all have that size tire. But anyway, it is what it is. They did go back to the mechanical fuel gauges, which I do like that because the other fuel gauges never worked that great. Nice little built-in cup holder. Again, you got metal that's been cut out, so that's not something that's going to come off. Check this out, man. 2 USB ports, so no excuse for not charging the GoPro, man. You know, I don't know how long that stuff will work. That's just kind of one of those things, you know, they put on here. We get these machines out in the weather. They get wet. 2 5.5 gallon fuel tanks. Says it runs a maximum of 10% ethanol. Of course, that primarily has to do with the engine. The engine is a Kawasaki FX1000. This is a 35 horsepower carbureted, okay? And of course on here we got the hydro cooler back here, which is kind of this little piece here is kind of signature for the Hustler Super Zs and the Super Z Hyperdrives, having that little thing on the back there. If you lift this up right here, you got your reservoir for your hydros. Of course, you got your battery, easy to access. You got your hydro pumps. Of course, wheel motors are on the wheels. So There you go. One of the things that the dealer showed me that was kind of odd, I guess. Got your fuses over here. Does have a screen over that. Is to get your model number is way up under here. And so this is the 23. That's the first 2 letters in the serial number. But anyway, not a big deal. If you let the deck down, then you can see the tag well. Rollover protection system. I may take this off. This is a hazard. It really is a hazard. Because we don't cut steep inclines where we wear the seat belt. And so if you don't have the seat belt on, you're not using this. This sticks out probably 6 inches past the back, and that's just the potential to hit something with it. I bumped something with them before. I know Elro's bumped with them before. Of course, you got your Hustler logo engraved on the back here, or cut out. Then it's got a black piece of metal over it to give you that nice little backdrop. Oil change is going to be just like any of my other ones. It's got a spout that drops straight down right there, oil filter right here. Not sure why that wire's on the oil filter. That doesn't seem like the best place in the world for it to be, but anyway, because this is a carbureted version, we got a choke on there, a nice smooth choke. Man, that thing pulls so easy. As you can see here, we have 0.8 hours on it. I think we had 0.2 when we got it, maybe 0.3 by the time they loaded it up. We cut 1 little yard with it, and then as you probably saw in the last video, or at least a previous video, we brought it back to the house and run it around here. This is going to go away. This is going to go to my chute graveyard. You can see I got a bunch of stuff under the deck. It already needs to be cleaned out. But this is going to end up going away. Now, they got that reinforcement up here where that's at, and I'm not really exactly sure how that's going to coincide with my advanced chute system that I'm putting on here, but I'm obviously going to have to drill through that. You do have this little deflector right here. You got the guards on the blades that kind of help from shearing off the bolts and stuff. All that kind of good stuff. So again, you got grease zerks on those. You got them on the front. You also got them, I'm guessing you got them on some of this stuff. I don't know. I don't see any. So again, I haven't looked at all this. Looks like, yeah, right under here. It's going to be under there somewhere in that lifting mechanism. I see grease. Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see that. I got grease all over me now. Look, I do like this rubber mat up here, just simply from not sliding. But, you know, also probably helps with vibration, I would think. Looks to me like you got 1 bolt. You pop out right here. Lift this up if you need to access the top of the deck for any reason. Then, of course, you got your covers. That's a pretty beefy looking idler wheel in there. Definitely looks better quality than what my old Super Z has. Again, I don't know if it is or not, but of course I already showed y'all this a while ago. Access to under here is really easy. Just flip that up. Of course, you got the suspension seat on here that goes up to 280 pounds. This is a little bit weird because this is not big enough, I guess, to I can't even remember how the X1 is. It seems like the X1 has the label by it or something. Your label's up there. So 5.5 is transport height, and then 255, 475, and then it just counts down. Still pretty simple to look at. Like right now, it's on 2.75. That's where I'm sure 003, when he was using it earlier, he run it up there just to kind of scatter some of the stuff, some of the clippings out. As is traditional, if you know anything about Hustler, I said I wasn't going to use that step, and I just used it. You know, that is your parking brake when you let the handles out. So anyway, I think a nice machine. Supposed to run about 14 miles an hour. You can turn that down, and I may do that by running these in so the sticks don't go as far forward. there's no need to run 14 miles an hour. It's kind of like if you upgrade to the hyperdrive, it'll do 16 miles an hour, or if you get the Super SF, I think it does 15 or 16 miles an hour. Why you need to go that fast? Somebody says, oh, it's for transport speed. Well, I mean, maybe so, but I still don't see, you know, running from one house to the next, how you would, you know, really need that. But anyway, now I did go again with the 35 horse, and the reason I went with 35 horse, they had one up there last year that had the 27 on it that I could have bought, and I elected not to because I didn't want another 27. The reason I didn't want another 27 is because we do some bi-weekly yards. Now, a lot of what we do, this engine is not even going to be challenged, and that's okay because it doesn't have to run as hard to do the same amount of work. It should last longer. That's my theory. I am told that this 35 horse is a fuel hog. So my philosophy on that's kind of this. Somebody asked, hey, what kind of gas mileage do you get on your truck? What difference does it make, right? I mean, I've done videos on gas mileage just to help people out. But the truth of the matter is, if you're pulling something, what you want is payload and power, right? Torque. You want something that's going to get it moving, keep it moving, all that kind of stuff. Fuel economy, to me, on the truck, if I'm going to use it to pull, and on a mower, if I'm going to use it to mow, fuel economy to me is secondary. Now, I know that could end up costing, you know, the way we cut, this mower may cost, you know, another $300 or $400 a year to run versus the Super S or the X1, or certainly versus the old Super Z or even the Skag. But if it's going to be the workhorse and it's going to get the things done, I'm not going to worry about that in fuel. I mean, I'm just not. You know, and I'm not saying not to be cost conscious. I'm just saying if we got to pinch pennies for a few $100, $300-400 on gas in this machine in a season versus gas in another machine, I mean, if we pinch in those many pennies, we probably in trouble anyway as a business. So, you know, now, is fuel economy important? Yes, I'm not saying it's not, but it's just not at the top of the list for me. I could have got this with the EFI on it. It would have got better fuel economy, but to be honest, that FX 850 EFI over there has just about completely turned me off to EFI. And I know all the issues have not been EFI related, but it has let me know that if I have an EFI problem, I got to take it an hour and 15 minutes, drop it off, let them work, drive an hour and 15 minutes back, then go back and pick it up from them. So just to have something EFI looked at is going to be 5 hours for me. Hour and 15 up, hour and 15 back, hour and 15 up, hour and 15 back, okay? That's the best case scenario, and I just don't want to deal with that. I do not want to deal with that. That's too much hassle to me. When I got a dealer that can work on the carbureted stuff, and in many of the places where I cut at, he's 3 or 4 minutes from where I'm cutting. Like today, the Super S broke idler, the bearing messed up on one of them. I dropped the old, not Super S, the old Super Z. I dropped it off today and put this one on the trailer, and I left up there at probably 3 o'clock, and at 4:15 they sent me a text that, hey, your mower's ready. You know what I'm saying? They fixed it faster than I could drive up to the other dealership and drive back home. So that's very, very important for me. So, all right, so here's the deal. What is the name of this? 003 says it is a beast. But I had a subscriber, I'm not going to name her, so we done limit it down. Now this is a female subscriber that got a little bit confused about a video that I made. In the video, I referenced Bahia. Now, I guess, unless they're still pulling my leg, that she thought Bahia was a woman. And I said, the Bahia's getting thick. And she's like, what is wrong with him talking about a woman like that? Well, I did a video to explain all that just out of sheer fun. And listen, this is a super great young lady. I love this young lady. She's just a great young lady. So I'm not poking fun at her. It's just funny the way it all happened. So may I introduce to you Big Bahia. I'm gonna call her Big Bahia, man. Y'all put 003, y'all put Big Bahia on the trailer. Let's go, man. We got to go cut. Two reasons for that. One is I got that name because of that video and that little incident that happened. But the other thing is this VX does a pretty good job on Bahia. I found on my Super S it does a pretty good job on the Bahia. So I know that it's probably going to do a good job on this Super Z, especially having more power. And so I'm really hoping that this thing is going to help us out a lot in the Bahia game, because we cut a lot of Bahia. And so I want Big Bahia to get out there and to do her thing, man, to make it happen. She got to make me some money. I paid, well, I ain't gonna give out my numbers because they sell them here locally, and I don't want to get into all that. But like I said in one of my previous videos, probably the last one that I put up, I paid more for this than I paid for a 1995 Nissan truck brand new, and more than I paid for a 1996 Nissan Sentra brand new. Not together, but separate. And I have bought probably 10 vehicles in my lifetime that cost less than this machine did. So this Big Bahia needs to make big money is what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. So anyway, that's just a quick overview on the 2023 Hustler Super Z. Let me tell you this, if you are wanting a specific deck, if you're wanting the VX4 deck, you make sure when you order it that they order the VX4, because they do offer the VX4 and the VX for the 2023 model year. And your advantage on the VX4, you're going to have an adjustable baffle, and it also, they have because they're primarily run in the South, you have a sand kit that goes under the bottom of it, and you can eat your sand kit up. They cost about, out the door, somewhere in the neighborhood of $400. You can eat that sand kit up instead of eating your deck up. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate you taking time to watch. Got questions, drop them in the comment. Love to hear from you. My prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you, and that you might see all of your blessings as from Him. Hope you have a great day.